Hey guys, Jess here, the based nerd, and I got a fun article for us to go over today. This one's talking about remote work and how employers must resist the allure of it. Just absolute insanity. Before we get started, I am a new, I don't know, content creator, I guess you'd call it. I don't know. I read articles, I give my opinion, and that's about it. If you like what you see, please, give me a like, give me a subscribe, leave me a comment, let me know what you think. Anyway, let's pop right into this. So, Wall Street Journal reporting that employers must resist remote work's allure. Now, this is an opinion article, so I think that means that, someone wrote this letter and the Wall Street Journal published it. So, this is not a news article, this is an opinion, but oh god, it's beautiful. So, let's get started. The move by white-collar employers to create more balanced telecommuting policies is long overdue. I appreciate the desire to reduce time wasted commuting, but employers in industries such as software and biotechnology go fully remote at their peril if they emphasize real estate savings or employee satisfaction over innovation and effectiveness. Okay, I'm going to stop you right there. As a business, your product is not the most important thing that you have. Your employees are the most important asset that you have. I don't care whether you're making toothpicks or if you're making the chips that we're all out of right now. If you don't have happy employees, if you don't have a good staff, your business is going to fail. That's true. It's absolutely true. Your most important asset is your people, because your people are going to make or break your company. So this BS here, oh, you have to leverage satisfaction over uh, you have to prioritize innovation and effectiveness over employee satisfaction. I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way. If your employees aren't satisfied, yeah, they may not leave today, but I'm telling you, they're looking for a place where they're going to be happy. Okay, so you're dumb if you're an employer and you think this. I'm sorry. What happens to brainstorming when people aren't in the same room? Okay, as a nerdy gamer, I'm biased here, but I have been involved in so many MMORPG clans, and we brainstorm just fine without being in the same room. Okay? Video games are a thing. I was raised in like the toxic Modern Warfare 2 lobbies, okay? There was a lot of brainstorming going on. Now, a lot of the brainstorming was about, what we were going to do to certain people's parents and mothers and all that sort of stuff, and it wasn't always the most healthy environment, but there was brainstorming happening. I promise you, we brainstormed just fine. Or difficult cases of tech support when you can't wander down the hall to find the engineer. Okay, go to any company that has an IT department and walk into the IT office and say, "Hey, I have a problem and I need this taken care of." They're going to be pissed at you because usually you have to file a ticket because they are backlogged, okay? You don't This doesn't happen. You don't wander down the hall to find the tech engineer. You don't. You take your damn place in line and you wait for the tech to be ready for you because their backlog is ridiculous and they have, believe it or not, other priorities, okay? You can have a ticket and put it in online, and they're going to get to you. So this idea that, oh, if you're in the office you can just wander down the hall and find an engineer, that's just not true. It just does not work that way, okay? Employees hired in the past 15 months have bypassed the acculturation and after hours bonding essential to team cohesion. Okay, essential to team cohesion? Essential? I'm sorry. I have friends and family that I want to have team cohesion with. I don't really care about having team cohesion with my coworkers. I understand my job. I do my job. My coworkers do their job. We're going to be fine. If you're not doing your job, you get fired. This isn't complicated stuff, okay? And I love this. The after hours bonding that's essential to team cohesion. Are those after hours paid for? Are you paying me to build team cohesion? Because if you're not getting paid, or if I'm not getting paid, I'm going home. I got video games to play. I got movies to watch. I got people to chill with. Okay? I don't care about this after hours BS. I really don't. I could not care less about after hours team cohesion. And don't get it twisted. I am a very hard worker at my job. I do very well. I hit my metrics. And guess what? I work from home. 100% remote. My point is, you can have all of these things that they're saying you're losing remotely. it's just that boomer mentality. Okay. An innovative company is more than a group of automatons performing individual tasks. That's true. Apple and Adobe have it just right. A middle ground that reduces needless commuting while fostering the creativity and teamwork made possible by face-to-face interaction. Okay, you know what is also face-to-face interaction? A video call. I see your face, you see my face. Boom, face-to-face interaction. We're done. I mean, it's not that complicated. So, I guess my question is, you genuinely think it is more efficient having a meeting where you have to wait 2 hours for the conference room to be available than to video call a couple people and add them in the chat? Really? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. All right. I think this is from another person. Looks like this was from the article I just wrote or read was from Joel West. It looks like this is from MG Del Rossi. Let's see what MG Del Rossi has to say. You risk losing control of your workforce with remote work. Ding ding. That's what it's about. You risk losing control. That's all it is. These people are control freaks. Okay? If you want to work from the office, that's fine. I'm not slamming you. Some people work better in an office environment. Totally understandable. But some people don't. And because the people who don't work better in an office environment are less vocal, and because their voices get drowned out by these people who can't work in an who cannot work in a home office environment, and who want to retain control over their employees, their voices are getting drowned out, and it's ridiculous. You risk losing control. You don't know what your employees are working on, or when, or how. Okay, this is a controversial opinion, but that shouldn't matter. You will know if your employees are getting the job done. You will know. You will absolutely know. You don't need to track them every second of every day. You don't. You will know if they are getting the job done to your satisfaction or not by looking at the results of their labor. It's simple as that. You also lose development and training opportunities for new employees to interface with experienced workers, and in the process, strain and weaken the culture and values of the company. That's just not true. That's just not true. My most recent job, I was hired on 100% remote. I have been into the local office one time. One time. I know the faces of like 12 people at my company. The rest is just voices that I know. And you know what? It was perfectly fine for me. It was perfectly fine for me. We had it set up where if I had any questions, I had a point of contact. In fact, I had like 12 points of contact. Everyone at the company wanted to help. Everyone made sure that us newbies were like, hey, if you have any questions, shoot me a message on Teams. I could get answers to my questions way quicker shooting them a message on Teams than I could walking over to their desk. Okay? So it's ridiculous to say, "Oh, your training is going to be bad." That's not true. It's just not true. Now, again, some people work better in an office environment, and again, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not shaming you for wanting to work in an office, and I expect that you don't shame me for working better from home. It's mutual respect, okay? But we don't get that. Ultimately, productivity will decline. Where's your data? Where's your data for that? You're making an assertion and you're not giving any evidence. So you're just saying this to be true, and you are the arbiter of truth. You know that productivity will decline. Okay. I'm going to completely discredit that sentence and ignore it because you supplied no data for it. Thank you. Goodbye. As a former vice president of human resources, I wouldn't hire candidates who want to dictate their work schedules. It signals self-centeredness. People who over time would put in their interests over others and the company's. Oh my God, what an HR thing to say. Okay, first of all, if you will not hire a candidate who wants to dictate their own work schedule, guess what? That candidate doesn't want to work for you. Okay, because you're a control freak and you probably have some emotional problems, and I think that you need to take care of yourself. Okay? Because needing that level of control is not healthy. Now, I understand staffing is important. It is important to say, hey, we need people who are going to work these hours and these days. Okay? And that's fine. That's fine. But guess what? I get a say in that. I'm signing on to give you 40 hours of my week. Okay? The lion's share of my week. You spend more time at work than you do at home with your family and friends. Okay? That's just, we accept that. Okay? But guess what? I get a say in that too. I am not a slave. I am not. We are free people, and this is a consensual agreement, and both parties need to consent to what's happening here. It signals self-centeredness. Yeah, you're right. My self-interest, my company's interest. Okay? I care more about my self-interest than the company's self-interest, because guess what? If I don't put my self-interest at number one, no one else is going to do that for me. Okay? The CEO, the executives, the upper management team, they can put the company's interest above their own because they are paid and compensated to do so. And that's fine. But you cannot ask the majority of workers to put the company's interests above their own in their lives. That is ridiculous. That is absolutely insane. We don't live to work, we work to live. A job is a paycheck. Most people do not work at their passions. Okay? You work a job that pays your bills, and hopefully you have a little bit left over at the end of the month. Okay? Put the company's interests above your own. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. This is insane. This is such an old, archaic mentality to have. So I want to take a look at some of these comments on here. Let's see if there's anybody intelligent. Okay. There's a term for people who do not want to work in the environment that the employer finds works best. Unemployed, all caps. Feel free to look for another job. This is from Dr. Steve, who has been seeing patients in person throughout the pandemic. Hey, guess what, Dr. Steve? As a physician, you have to see people in person. Okay? That's your fault for choosing that career path, not mine. And you know what? Unemployed? No, there's plenty of companies who are going to treat their employees with respect and offer remote options. Get out of here. We're not going to be unemployed. He had a follow-up comment here. Also, employees need to beware of some of the implications from work from home. Your job can then be easily outsourced to India, where someone will do your job for low pay and no benefits, and often do a bad job of it. Look at that. He canceled out his own argument. And often do a bad job of it. You know what? I'm going to work for a company that allows me to work from home and also cares about the job getting done right. Okay? If I choose a company that outsources my job to India, that's my fault. Okay? Simple. And you know what? Also, hey, people in India, they need jobs, man. What's with the racism, Dr. Steve? Come on, Dr. Steve. I held you in higher regard than that. There's nothing wrong with people in India. All right. Let's see. Charles says, if you cannot judge the productivity of an employee working remotely, how can you judge the productivity of an employee working in the office? That's a good point. Everyone has a work product that needs to be put out in home or office. My daughter's an editor for a publishing company. She has X days to finish the edit of a book. My son edits outgoing letters at a company that does medical approval. He edits the letters for context and accuracy. Both can effectively be done at home. Absolutely. Those can absolutely be done at home. See, my man Charles gets it. He gets it. Alan Bird, summarizing many of the comments opposed to work from home. Old geezers from Geezerville yelling, "Get off my lawn." Love it. Peter Gross. I love this guy. Peter Gross coming in with the heat, responding to what happens to brainstorming when people aren't in the same room. They brainstorm over a video call. Exactly. Or difficult cases of tech support when you can't wander down the hall to find the engineer. You screen share over a video call, even more convenient than shoulder surfing. People get it. People get it. It's frustrating to me because we're seeing all these articles and videos and news reports coming out about how bad work from a home is for company culture and productivity, with first of all with very little data to back their points. But it's, they are trying so hard to get people to come back from work from home positions, and there's really no reason to. And I'm just wondering why it's so important. I mean, I get that on an individual level. A lot of these bosses are control freaks who want to see their people in the office. And I'm just wondering, is that it? Is it just that a huge majority of bosses are these control freaks who need to see people in the office? It's just, there's a 2020 was the catalyst for a lot of changes in our society. It was, whether you like it or not, the pandemic was a huge thing. And people are going to have to live with it. They're just going to have to get over it. Work from home is here. It's not going anywhere. If you reject work from home, you're going to lose good talent. You're going to lose your people. They're going to go to a company that trusts them a little bit more, that cares about their personal life a little bit more, that doesn't want to micromanage them a little bit more. That's all I got for this video. I really appreciate everyone listening in. If you like me, you want to hear some more news articles, I'm a new channel. I just started this a day or two ago, so any likes, any subscriptions, any comments are all greatly appreciated. And yeah, if you like my stuff, you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. Other than that, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, night, evening, whatever time it is out there. Stay healthy, stay safe.